ordinals, yeah, I do it chewy. Kyle on FX, Web3, Gamer Flex. Kids think I'm cool, but I just pay the checks. Degen Dads, living on the edge. Diapers in crypto, making our pledge. From Bitcoin blocks to NFT stacks, we're riding Web3 and never looking back. Hey, we're the Degen Dads, diapers in DeFi. Two crypto nerds just trying to get by.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm Chris Coffey, joined by my co-host Kyle Wilson. How's it going today, Kyle?
Thunder up, baby. No, I'm just kidding. It's not even the NBA season, but we're doing great, man. Crypto looks pretty perky today after the news of the Fed cutting rates. So it is a good time to be alive, signaling possibly a altcoin bull season here in the not so distant future. Could be now, could be the beginning of October, but it seems like people are kind of front running that opportunity. So I think this is a very unique time in crypto that only happens, like this is like a once in a lifetime type of happening right now.
Yeah,
so
we'll be talking about it. We'll be talking about it in this episode. We have majors running. We have even Bitcoin up 3.2% or 1.8% on the day. Ethereum up 2.4%. We have Solana up 5.8%. And we have BNB up 5%, but nearly 11% on the week. And that's another thing we're specifically going to be touching on is BNB, or Binance, is dropping a hype competitor that is a top gainer for the day, currently at 442% on the day. It's at 64 cents, and it's called Aster. We're going to be looking at that later in the video because there's a lot of hype around this. People are saying that it's going to compete with hype, whereas hype is at like, I don't even know what the market cap of hype is. It's pretty high though. Yep. Obviously hype being at $50 a token as well. And just continuing, actually hype just recently hit an all-time high today. So speaking of hype, pretty good comparison there. So money is just flooding into this. People put in $250,000 buy orders on Twitter openly. So we're going to get into that in just a few minutes. At the end of this video, at the end of this podcast today, we're going to be doing a giveaway. Stay tuned on details for that. I'll announce it maybe like halfway through the episode. But I want to get into
giveaway.
Yes, sir. It could be up to $1,000 value. So definitely share this out, like it, whatever social you're watching this on. We have a lot to talk about today. I do want to go into our regular segment of.
Wait. I got an icebreaker, a literal icebreaker. You might like this one. So last week I played my first softball game, adult softball game. So I haven't ran that hard in ages. And this morning I had to, it's been like a week. I have like a game tonight. And this is what I had to do to my legs. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit. I'm actually going to back away from the camera so you can see that I'm actually breaking some ice right here. And let me show you what I mean.
Okay. Oh, nice, dude. Welcome to your 30s. Where everything hurts.
Oh man. So I like had to saran wrap these ice packs to my like quads because they're just like in pain, dude. Like sharp, like somebody like stuck a knife in my leg. So I had to like,
oh my gosh,
did Epsom salt this morning. Now I'm ice packing. I have a game tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man, but we're here, and this is exactly why I wanted to play, to get in shape. So you get what you ask for.
Dang, man, that's crazy. Yeah, I have a friend who had a similar accident with softball. I mean, with kickball, and he like shredded his leg and like fractured his wrist.
Oof.
I'm sharing out that we're live real quick, and then I want to get into the parlay market section. We always do on-chain activity on the show, whether that's Web3 gaming, just short games, obviously, poly market, prediction markets, which, by the way, somebody had a post about this earlier today. I thought it was really funny that like the rebrand from gambling and betting to markets to prediction markets is something that needs to be studied, right? Like, instead of saying like gambling or whatever, you're saying predictions. And that's like such whoever's idea that was to like rebrand that. It's almost like we talked about the rebranding of NFTs to like digital collectibles or something like softer. That's how like these prediction markets, like obviously you always kind of set predictions, but like it really branded itself as prediction markets like the last like 6 months. It was always gambling or betting or whatever. So pretty good rebrand there.
Gambler. We like prediction markets though. There's just opportunity there. I think Chris had a good highlight. I think it was last week or the week before where you can actually play the difference. So like, let's say the odd of the Fed cutting rates like decreases all of a sudden super sharply for whatever reason, like a hit piece of news comes out. Well, you could like go in and hurry up and make a quick trade on that and say like they are cutting rates and I have like a firm belief they're cutting rates. And then that vote shoots back up to like 90%. Well, you made that huge difference just from that, and you can actually exit that trade. So there's a lot to these like prediction markets that I find very interesting. And it sounds like you're on mute.
Oh, yeah, I was saying that's what I tried to do last time. I don't know about viewing the history right here, but basically I kind of forgot about it until it's too late. So it kind of flip-flopped back and forth. So what's up, Edward? Edward's
we got a few people in chat.
Yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome. Both in our school as well, which is where we'll be doing the giveaway. But I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. So I want to get into the meat and potatoes here. Yeah, like as Kyle was saying, so to me, like Feds are going to cut rates again in October. That's pretty much a no-brainer. So it feels kind of like a free like 20% here. It's not going to go to 100, but it feels like a free, like let's say 10+% here if you care about that. Now you got to, there's other factors as well. I would almost be focused on like buying yes to the 50 point decrease, even though it's so unlikely. You're not necessarily betting whether that's going to happen. You're betting whether that could be like a 10% chance. That would be a 2x. So you would get more money, bang for your buck, betting on this 5% to go to 10% than betting on the shoe-in that's going to happen. But this is guaranteed money, just about. Nothing's guaranteed. Anything can happen. But we haven't really. Yeah, we haven't really said it yet, even though the market's speaking for it. But like the Fed cut rates yesterday, it obviously wasn't priced in completely. A lot of people weren't just nervous about whether they were cut rates or not, but it was kind of like what Jerome Powell was going to say. Like if he was going to kind of be like, all right, we're cutting rates today, but just to let you guys know, like this might be the last cut of the year, or that like we're kind of like, if he kind of seemed kind of nervous about the next cut or anything like that, that's what people were really watching. It was okay. It was dovish. So we move on to the market money printers going burr. And as I said at the beginning of the podcast, like most of the majors ran. I do want to do a bet today. I don't want to bet. I'm sorry. I want to do a prediction. I don't want to do a prediction on this, on anything boring like Fed cuts. I saw one the other day.
I got some stuff to share, but right before you get to that. Since we are on rate, since we are talking about prediction markets and rate cuts, I just want to share a quick little, there you go. Oops. Tweet here. There's actually like a graph and a plot chart that they showed that there's a chance that there's a total of 150 basis points of easing this year, which is obviously something we should discuss in terms of like the wider crypto market and how that the crypto market might react to that, but also prediction markets, right? So this one even showing here, the Fed's latest dot plot shows the majority of members project 2 more cuts this year. So that could play into these prediction markets and what people are where they're going to put the money where their mouth is, right? So I think these are going to be pretty interesting key updates in the not so distant future. Let me go ahead and actually go pull up this graph. And this is kind of what it shows. And there was one dissenting like Fed, one of the Fed board members that actually dissented and said that they should do 50 basis points. So as the month goes on, it's going to be interesting to see where the chips will fall. So just wanted to bring that up real quick before we
that makes me want to put the money on the 50, right? Like last month when we were reviewing everything, we saw that the chance of even a 25 cut was at like 60% chance, and that obviously went all the way to like 90. Do you see this like little black square on the screen? Where's that coming from? But anyways,
one day we'll get our screens right. There we go.
Yeah, so I kind of want to do something a little bit more fun to bet on, right? I had the Gemini 3.0 and bet going. I think I'd be in the green, but I closed that out during the show. I saw that you could bet on Taylor Swift getting pregnant in 2025, right? I think that this is a really low chance because, like, I feel like she's not
I don't know, bro. It'd be hard because it's like you won't find out till like next year. It'll be like 9 months from now.
This is a good point right here.
Pregnancy rumors having her like fourth or fifth. Cardi B's on her like
fourth. Keep coming up anyways, right? So like, even if it's not true, people still might like think it is true.
Imagine one piece of news from like a TMZ or whatever. Imagine how much that could skyrocket. Like, oh, she looks slightly like she's gained a little bit of weight, and usually, obviously, like pregnancy, a woman's body puts on like tries to prepare itself for pregnancy. I don't want to say put on weight because I know some women don't really do that, but you have a glow for example, the pregnancy glow, like people notice that right away. Like what if there's like a picture of her and they're like, oh, she's glowing. And then all of a sudden that like shoots up or whatever. So that would be something that I think would be pretty funny.
These comments crack me up, bro. Somebody said inside trading by someone in the hospital or clinic.
Dude, this is probably the funniest prediction market I think I've seen so far.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some money on it.
I think this is actually a really fun prediction market. My wife would actually really enjoy this one.
Yeah, I'm putting $10 on yes, and we're gonna see if this $10. I'll sell.
I might come up with size on this one.
Oh my gosh.
We still have like a few months before the end of the year.
Yeah, right. So this is going to be one of those things that we talk about. Like time is an issue, though. Every day we get closer to the year, is more likely it's going to be a no. But this is one of those things that if she's pregnant, it's just like it's not even a chance, right? Like it's just boom, like it's going to 100. So we'll see how that goes. Also, you always want to look at liquidity and volume in these markets. This does have 500K in volume, which isn't crazy. The order book kind of shows the shares held and the totals, and yeah, you can see basically see whatever you want to see right here. But with all that being said, there's a lot to get into today. One of the biggest pieces of news is going to be this Aster. This is something that CZ was promoting last night or yesterday. Well done, good start, keep building. And so here's kind of what Aster is and what it's done. It's basically the Hyperliquid. It's a perps trading platform. And basically people are speculating that this could be like hype. In the last 24 hours, it's had 45 million in trading volume. The price reached 52 cents at the time of this tweet. It's actually up since then. 330K new wallets joined. TVL went from 660 mil to 1 bill. Platform volume near 1.5 bill. So this is the official, like, again, next gen perp dex, all traders, and people are basically hoping that that CZ crimes this so it can compete with hype. And again, hype is the reason people have such high expectations for this is that hype is hitting an all-time high right now as we speak, like literally today, and it's at a $57 billion. Oh, sorry, it's at a $15 billion market cap, right? So with the 57 FDV. So, I mean, people are
saying in all places right now. YouTube, X, chatting it up. Much appreciated, man, for the chat.
Yeah, what's up, chat? Welcome. What's up, Mario? Thank you for jumping on the YouTube specifically. We've been working on on the growth over there. So appreciate you jumping on the YouTube. Yeah, so people are looking at this thinking, like, can this just do a fraction of what hype can do? Can Aster do a fraction of what hype can do? And that's why everybody's kind of just like gravitating towards it. Dude, it's at 70 cents. It was literally at 60 cents, 62 cents at the time of me at the introduction of this podcast 14 minutes ago. So this thing is absolutely flying, all due to speculation.
It's already at a bill. 1.1 bill market cap. Crazy. Fully diluted, 5x of that. So that's something to be aware of. Because I don't know what the token unlocks look like for this token. So, and I don't know I don't know much about this one in terms of like who is in the pre-sale or the seed rounds. Like that's going to be interesting too. If like some of those names are kind of like shady, you might not want to like buy this one anytime soon. Or if the names are good, they have they like to hold their tokens, then this one might be an easy like 10x play in the full bull. So
yeah, CT's so bullish on it, bro. Like you have like I know Clemente bought earlier. He said just top blasted at 55 cents, which he's already up. That was an hour ago. He's already up like 20% on that. He said feels like CZ and Binance are going to keep criming their hyperliquid competitor to $2. So he's open for like a 4x on his 50-cent buy-in. Some other people are saying that it's already in the code of Binance's metadata, or it's already in the metadata that you can like go into the metadata and find Aster. You've done this with stuff. Like, what's your thoughts on like specifically looking at like metadata and seeing if things are in there? Like, does this ever play out?
I mean, usually, yeah, it's in. Well, it just depends on like where you find the data. But yeah, this is a good indicator that, I mean, this is just alpha right here. It's like raw alpha. Sometimes it pans out, and usually it does. Like they're gonna do something with it. I think this is just like blatant raw alpha right here. Yeah.
Would you buy this token?
It looks like, I mean, it's hard to say. This is something I'd probably get into. I probably would ride this for maybe another 2x, like a 2x play, and then kind of get out of that one. Just because like this one, while like it is a Binance play, it's like a CZ play, and you're just like hoping, like it's kind of like you're hoping they crime it up. The hype and the narrative will probably pump this token to some good level. But then when push comes to shove, they're going to have to compete. And so that's when questions will be asked at that time. It's like, okay, now what? Now that the tokens ran, now we're going to have to see this thing actually perform at a high level that we've come accustomed to from hype and hyper liquid. So those are going to come a little bit later, but I think the hype will carry this one a little bit more. If I'm trading this token, I'm looking for maybe a simple 2x. I'm not going to ride it out to $4. Like that's just, I mean, you can do that, I guess, but I think that's just a little risky. And we've seen like some traders like top blast hype saying it's going to go to 100, and then it like dipped back down to like 40. And you know, maybe they panic sold on that. So I don't know. It's just like I look for like simple plays now in crypto instead of like those like 4, 5, 10x plays. Like I'd still look for those. Like there's no question about that. But if I'm putting a bulk of my money, it's not going to be on like a, you know, super high risk play.
I do agree with Mario here though. Like it's going to get a Binance listing, right? Like there's no shot it doesn't. Like CZ's promoting it, BNB Chain's promoting it. Now, whether a Binance listing still has the same effect as it did a couple years ago, I'm not sure. But I mean, usually Binance does crime things. So,
right.
I don't know, man. I think
that could go the opposite way. Like people could be like super bullish on this, and Binance is known for dumping, like they did with Ethereum.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna. They dump competitors, right? Like literally, they'll dump Ethereum, they'll dump Solana,
copy and paste
whatever.
competitors, and then they dump their competitors.
I feel like they're gonna want to promote this because this is like them taking market share from hype. I don't know. This feels like hype to me in a sense of like I faded it like when it was at $10. I faded it when it was at $20. I faded it when it was at like $40. So like I just like watched it just climb the whole time.
I faded hype for sure.
The thing with me here is like I wouldn't want to just like buy a little bit of this. I would want to go in with size. And I just like I don't know. I have my hands in so many other baskets right now, which we're going to talk about later. Some really cool things that are happening in the market. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this hits like $1 by the end of the day, the way that it's going. But also, it hasn't even had a drawback yet. So
where are you going to buy this at though? Where you like? Where's everybody buying this? Is it on Blowfin?
Yeah, I think if it has like a lot of FUD, like let's say it has like a hack, like Hyperliquid has had like twice, I would buy like around where Clemente bought here, 55 cents. But I don't know. Your boy over here, Kagi, your gamer friend, is saying that this is a $10 coin at minimum.
Yeah, he's he's like a crypto pundit. So like he's like, you know, if you know what a pundit is they have like a hyper bias, like almost unrealistic like take sometimes. So I love Kagi. He's a huge Web3 gamer, and he does make really good calls. But his posts are supposed to be kind of funny in a way. Like he's like obviously like joking on a lot of his posts. And like when he bull posts, it's like over the top bull posting, as like he's trying to get attention, but it's also funny. But also he is actually bullish behind the scenes for sure. And he does like have like high conviction on any tokens he like bull posts on. But yeah, Kaggy's very much like an internet personality. So I just want to sum that make sure people know like where Kaggy's at. I've been following Kaggy actually for a very long time, but I watch a lot of his Web3 gaming stuff. And he does. I followed him for a long time. He does have really good calls, like Camelot back in the day. Like I think that was a DeFi play on Arbitrum. That one went parabolic. He made a bunch of money on that. So he's definitely made some money in the crypto space. But yeah, just to make sure like people take that his post with a grain of salt, because he likes to like over the top bull post, which makes it kind of funny. If you're in the space, you're like, oh, that's hilarious. Like that's But yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out that some people, like some trenchers, did catch this pretty early. Like I've never been in Pastel Alpha Group. I've heard great things about it, but they shared it at like 10 cents. So a lot of the degens that were like in the trenches, granted, I was like asleep when this was like flying, right? Like, cause I like, I don't have time to degen at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. our time. They're up like 7x right now, and you could have went in with size on this. This isn't like a 7x on a low market cap that doesn't have liquidity to get you out. Like you could have really put some money in this. So don't be surprised to see some 6-figure to 7-figure P&Ls on Aster throughout the day, because people got in early and they got in with size. As I said earlier, somebody else on my timeline put in like 250K at like, I don't know, 40 cents. He's up almost 100. He's up over 6 figs already. If that was the case, I didn't go and check on the chain or whatever. But anyways, Aster is something to be looking out for sure. I want to show my own bag for a second, because this is something really cool in my opinion. Have you been keeping up with all the prankster? All the punkster stuff, the punk strategy?
I remember Cryer mentioning it, and then I literally faded it after that. Not because I want to. It's just because I'm just engaged in other trades right now. And this one, it seemed very interesting to me, but I have not been keeping up with this one.
So I bought in, and I bought in at pretty cheap. I want to talk about this later too. Let me go ahead and pull up this actual token. But I think I bought in at like 1.5 mil. I took like a 2x. But let me talk about this for a second, because I do think that this is a really cool token. And they just had one of the craziest announcements I've ever seen out of any token. So, and it's pretty bold for me to say. One thing I don't like about this is the freaking ticker, bro. I always forget the name of it because it's so long. PNKSTR. PNKSTR. Yeah. All right, here we go. It stands for Punk Strategy, of course. It's on ETH. It's at a 21 mil FDV market cap. But I got in at 1.8, bro. I'm at a 20x. But again, I sold most of my bag at like a 2x. So it's definitely hit that double top right here. They just got phenomenal news yesterday, but let me talk about this for a second. So this token, every buy and sell is taxed a lot. I think some of the sells are taxed up to 30%. So if you buy, let's say $100 of this token and you go to immediately sell it, you're already selling for 30% loss. You're already selling for like $70. So that sounds horrible, right? But here's the thing. That tax goes to buying CryptoPunks. And basically, once they have enough money from that tax, they buy a punk, and then they relist that punk for 1.2x the floor. And then once that punk sells, all of the money from that punk sell goes to buying this token and burning it. So you're talking 6-figure buy pressure. One of those punk sells and it's burned. Okay. So that's already an incredible flywheel, because it's bullish for the NFT. It's bullish for the token, even though the token's taxed like crazy. And then of course there's like 1% goes to dev fee, and it's all decentralized. So this is all done via smart contract. You don't have to trust somebody that's going to go manually do all this. It's all smart contract. All right. So the reason this bottomed out at 10 mil, 9 mil, and is back up above 20 is because they just had this major announcement yesterday. Basically, they're doing this with all NFT projects. So you can use their formula, basically their thing they already started. You can say, hey, I have a Degen Dads NFT project and I want to create this flywheel. And so it attaches the token. It creates a smart contract for you to where it does the exact same thing. Taxes the token, buys the NFT, relists the NFT. If that sells, then it goes to buying back the token. They're doing this for all NFT projects. I already see NFT projects jumping in on this. On top of that, it does factor into other projects. Let's say Pudgy Penguins want to do this. It does factor in that 1% of the sales, even if it's a Pudgy Penguin NFT, does go back to buying and burning the original token, the OG token, which is this Punk strategy. So that's why it's bullish for Punk strategy as well, because they're providing the formula and it's burning their token as well. I don't know, man. To me, this is like the most unique flywheel that I've seen in crypto since like 404s. What do you think about it? I need Cryer on here. He's super bullish on it.
No, that's really cool. This would perform. This is obviously going to perform really well in a bull market. However, these type of projects would probably do very terrible in a bear market. Like they would go like turbo dumpy. But
yeah.
So those are the I think it's polarizing in the sense that it's going to do really well in a very good market and do very bad in a bad market. So it's pretty you want to make sure you're timing these type of tokens really well, which it's been mentioned on the podcast. So I guess if you got in then prior and
we bought that day.
There's always I just accidentally cut open one of my ice bags on my leg and it leaked everywhere just now.
Oh gosh. So Professor agrees with you. He said what if the Punk doesn't get sold? I think that's why it's a bull market thesis, right? Ideally the floors are going up and people are buying them and speculating. And he said, did you read Wells' take on Punk strategy? Yeah, Wells' take was literally down here, bro. It was at 10 mil. People are gonna go broke listening to Well. He has some good threads. He just does it. He's not really a trader. And I don't know, man. I do like him, but I also feel he goes out of his way to FUD things he's not in, and then Pump thinks he's in. And yeah, his take was literally at half this price. So I did read it, but it was bleh. I'm very surprised that Well had that take on the specific token.
I'm not surprised. He's either a hardcore into one NFT project, and then the next one he's got another super polarizing take on the next thing that could and people people on his comments and then maybe he does this on purpose to get engagement, but people will just openly on his comments be this is an L take, and he's okay with that. So I think some of his stuff is kind of rage baity sometimes, and he kind of knows it, but Wale's opinionated, not always right, and I think he's fine with that. At the end of the day,
yeah, I think he probably.
I didn't see his take on this one though.
I didn't even remember it, to be honest. I just remember it was bearish. I think he's just kind of it's just biased takes. That's all it is. I don't think he's a bad person. I just think he has biased takes. So yeah, the next ones are going to be Apester. So there was a Pudgy Penguins launch yesterday that was a fork of this that had nothing to do with this. At first, I was bullish on it because I was oh, that's cool. It's the first one to do this that's not Punk strategy, but it wasn't released based off of everything I just said. It was kind of a side thing, and it was a lot of trust in a dev that a lot of people didn't know. So anyways, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole too much, but I think this is a pretty cool token. I'm interested in watching it. I'm obviously biased. I bought it early. I sold my initials, and now I'm riding free. And I've been tempted several times. I mean, it went from 5 mil to 30 mil in a day. So I've definitely been tempted several times to sell the rest of my bag, but I also feel this could be a token that could do 100 mil. If there is a Punk sweep where those Punks do sell, because they've already bought 5 Punks, maybe 6 Punks already. So if there is a sweep where all those Punks that they relisted sell, bro, that's $1 million in buy pressure, bro. So that, but it's a big if, like you and Professor said, what if it's a bear market? What if these Punks aren't selling? Punks aren't super liquid, right? So there's a lot of ifs, and it did double top here. Obviously, it tried to push that 30 mil again and just couldn't break it. So I think it largely is going to depend on the NFT bull as well and how basically this works out. But just something I'm watching and interested in, for now.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of this, I got a really good one after you just mentioned that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let me transition over to my screen, but also transition over to my legs that are completely they're super red, bro. Look at this. This is crazy from icing. It's probably the camera. You can't really see that well, but dude, the ice made my legs feel like bricks, ice cold bricks. But anyways, with that said, RWAs, this is something we've been covering before they popped off, and specifically Pokemon RWAs before they were cool. We alerted you guys to a lot of projects that popped off hard before, the like the larger KOLs like even noticed. Here's another one is Hyperliquid Ticker secured by Fidgetals, PKMN. Now, this is going to be like backed by the Pokemon RWA. So they're going to go secure like Pokemon cards. And essentially, it says here you can burn the tokens to claim the underlying cards too. So there's a lot of interesting like mechanics to this. It says here working on a mechanism to let people pledge and mint Pokemon with their base sets with custody done by Fidgetals. So this is like an interesting, like brand new thing. I think this is like a first in terms of Pokemon RWA, so maybe a first to like collectibles IRL, and connecting that dot between Hyperliquid and a token like this. So I found this one super interesting. Kix even commented down here. So essentially like a spot ETF, you got it, Kix. And so it's kind of like a spot ETF of like Pokemon backed by a custody done by Fidgetals. So again, we're starting to see like the growth, like the punks, like that's like kind of like a strategic reserve, but we're starting to see like these strategic reserves or even like ETF style stickers when it comes to collectibles. So on one end, you have digital collectibles with the NFTs, and on this end, you have IRL collectibles backed by real world assets, backed by an actual on the blockchain platform like Fidgetals. And we've seen that with BZ, with Charizard Strategic Reserve. They have like they're buying like a bunch of Charizards, and they all display their collection on BZ, the other platform that we like to do Pokemon pulls on.
Pulling today, baby.
Which we're using BZ today to do a couple pulls. I have a couple pulls, or at least one pull I got loaded up on my account. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that and our giveaway. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Another cool piece of info is, speaking of all of this, this was just a couple days ago, probably like 3 or 4 days ago. It says we are 1.5% there for the Illustrator. So they're kind of like saving up, I guess, for that. But 15,000 in Pump Fund creator fees, and they're going to continue to probably do streams. So is Charizard Reserve, but they are kind of like getting shielded hard by one of the team members from BZ. So this one is like they said that they know the founder, they know the people behind Pika, which is a token on Pump, Solana token ticker. And I thought that was pretty interesting. This one continues to get shielded pretty hard by that.
So you can click on their profile. They actually had an announcement today that I just talked about.
You're talking about Dashon?
Pika.
Dashon?
No, Pika.
Oh, Pika.
So how I just talked about the strategy reserve by Punk Strategy? They're doing that with right there. They're doing their own. So it's called a perpetual something machine. That Punk Strategy Reserve, they're doing that as well, but their own way with that article right there. The first perpetual RWA machine is coming to Solana. I actually just kind of breezed it. I didn't really like read it carefully, but it's essentially going to be like a flywheel that sort of like, you can probably read those bullet points. Literally, it even says Punk Strategy there, like at the bottom where it says show the attention. So they're kind of doing their own flywheel.
Yeah, it says 32 cards added to the Pika Vault worth over 12K. 90% of our assets currently sit on Solana. Added Pikachu, Van Gogh, Gyarados, Poncho, and Red's Pikachu. 20K in creator fees and over $2 million in Pika volume. Bought back $1.9 million worth of Pika and over $500 worth of cards donated to Pika by community. And Pika has donated 3,000 Charizard it won during a pump stream to Zard Capital. So kind of cool little cohesive little tickers here. It looks like they're kind of helping each other kind of gain that attention. I think that's cool. They did mention Punkster, the one that we just talked about, or Punk Strategic Reserve, showed that with attention, financial incentives, and the right fee structure, you can generate capital flywheel like no other. Again, all this is brand new stuff. This is like never been done type of mechanics when it comes to RWAs or collectibles and a token together and having a unique flywheel. So this is a very first. Guys, they make apps that are specific to collectibles that like basically you can invest in a piece of a IRL collectible and it's supposed to appreciate in value. They have apps like specifically for that. Andre Jick even talks about that app every once in a while. I think this is actually like a step above because it creates more of a flywheel effect than just kind of hoping that like this painting goes up for the next like 5 or 10 years in value and thus you make a return. So this one, it like adds another couple layers to it that I think is actually better than just a traditional Web2 collectors like type of investment app. So yeah, this is all pretty new stuff, guys. And remember, you heard it here first on the Degen Dads podcast.
Yeah, I'm literally like, as right now we're talking about it, about to go buy some more. This thing's at like, again, I'm not, it's like, it's such a low market cap. I'm like hesitant to even like talk about like the token itself, but it is at like a 542K market cap, which is like, we're talking about not just a pump fund live stream hype. We're talking about like having the whole like reserve for it and doing basically all those other things that you just talked about. So yeah, I don't know. Like we've to give a realistic
some right now.
approach.
I'm buying some right now. Here we go. I bought some more.
Good, bro. You just bought my bags. I'm about to sell on you in real time.
Look how much I'm down on my. Look how much I'm down on my
below yours.
Yeah. Look at so I got back in, I think at like 700. So like right up here. I mean, technically I like bought back. You can see some of my buys and then I sold up here and then I like bought back in like at some point right here. So I'm down on my latest trade, but I just bought some more again just now. So
yeah, we found this at like 200K. And then it went to like 1 something mil. So yeah, I don't know. I like it as like a high risk, high reward play. So I just bought 1 soul. Why not? I'll probably buy again if it dips. And it looks like I guess it's hard to chart like low market cap memes, but like it looks like it's pretty much found that 500K bottom a couple times. And like every time it touches that, it kind of goes back up. And to give the realistic take too, we've talked about this before, but like it's hard to kind of place value on like a Pikachu strategic reserve or a Charizard strategic reserve, because if you actually like crunch the numbers, it doesn't make as much sense. But if they're incorporating like flywheels into it and like live streaming and like other avenues besides just like we have the stack of cards worth this much money, it could, gather more speculation, and we'll see how it goes. I trade these things. I don't just hold them long term. Keep that in mind. With that being said, I have
some other news.
Yeah, go ahead. Share it first. We get your screen.
So if it like this is just kind of moving on to the next topic. But yeah, like if you guys haven't heard Base, one of the obviously Coinbase is layer 2, which they're obviously shilling the absolute crap out of. And we know that Robinhood has a layer 2 coming around the corner. And as like Elio Trades always says, Coinbase is trying to be the Robinhood and Robinhood's trying to be Coinbase. And they're both going to compete at head to head with each other. And so Base just announced that they're announcing a new bridge between Base and Solana for a better global economy to work. It needs to be interoperable and connected, not isolated and closed. They're also connecting it to Ethereum. Obviously, it's a L2. So I think they're making it more like interoperable with Ethereum as well. But also, even bigger news on that, Base is beginning to explore a network token. They're in the early phases of exploration. Don't have any specifics around timing, design, or governance, it says. So, but they're committed to bring the community along with us and building in the open. So this is like the beginning discussions that could be one of the top 10 blockchains like out of the gates, because Coinbase, obviously. Coinbase is already a ticker on the stock market, already a publicly listed company. We know they're a huge beneficiary of stable coins, Bitcoin, everything going on in crypto. And Robinhood is already in the S&P 500. And we know that Coinbase is going to continue to compete there. So this is huge news. I mean, this could be an opportunity to people to farm the chain and possibly get an airdrop. So this is absolutely would be one of the biggest airdrops that we've had in a while if they go that route. And I saw somebody mention that the Hype Airdrop 2, Season 2, coming soon. I've actually been on Hyperliquid trading there, so hopefully I'll get some rewards in terms of that Season 2 airdrop. So definitely I'm not fading Hype, although I don't really own like Hype bags because I'm trading other tickers, but hopefully I'll get an airdrop from some activity over there, and maybe the same with Base. I've been using Base since really the early days. I have like some of their founding NFTs from back when they did like Base Summer, like a year or two ago or whatever. So anyways, that's all I got for pretty much Base.
Yeah, I have some notes on Base, specifically for Opportunity. I'll go and share my screen. But I also wanted to point this out. So we'll be doing the giveaway in, just a few minutes, maybe like 10 minutes after this topic, maybe 2 more topics. But in order to be eligible, follow our Degen Dads podcast Twitter handle, and the instructions are in the last post of that Twitter handle. You basically have to just join our school account, which is in that tweet, which is free and really quick sign up. And I'll go into more of that later, right before, but just kind of prepping you guys for the giveaway. You do have to be a part of the school account, which is in here. It's a free group where we also do like an
sucker up tight.
What's that?
We're halfway to 100, and we're gonna cap the. So it's like lifetime access for free if you're within the first 100 members, and then after that, we're gonna cap the the premium side. There'll still be a free element to it, but you just won't be able to jump in the. You'll have to pay to jump into like premium stuff. So.
Yes, sir. And also, side note, great news for me is it looks like that pump's dumping a little bit. I was in the red, now I'm back in the green. Shout out to Wasabi over here. That's my hype, which also has speculation for a token. That was not I'm up 6.8%. Nothing crazy. I'm up $33, but I opened this up before the stream. I basically inversed Ansem. Ansem said long pump and short BTC. So I instead held my BTC and I shorted pump. W for Chris Coffee right now. But outside of that, I wanted to add a little bit to the base discussion. We've already talked about so many perps platforms. Again, my personal content is sponsored by Wasabi. Some of it, not the podcast. So I typically do use Wasabi, but the another perps platform that has speculation around it is this AVNT, and this is on Base. So I think there's going to be a lot more speculation around Base protocols right now for the Base token. So I'm actually going to flirt around with this a little bit. I've done minimal research. I'm not saying go buy this token. I'm saying it's worth looking into whether you can go trade if you're already doing perps and stuff to maybe go interact with it. Go look at Base ecosystem tokens. I will say from my experience as somebody who's been on Base for a long time, when Base tokens run, they really run. And I don't know if maybe meme coin communities are going to be a part of these Base incentives, but if you already are holding some meme coins or if you kind of want exposure, now's probably a good time. Because if they do announce Base tokens going to be airdropped to, let's say, even a small section of meme coin communities, those things are going to run past 100 million if they're at just a couple mil right now. But also interacting on the protocols. So you have the Base app that just launched. You have this DApp that's a perps trading platform. I have a little bit more information pulled up right here. It brings out RWAs on chain. It's backed by Base on chain perps trading. Again, I have not personally done this yet, but it's something worth looking into. Banker's another great one. Banker's a Twitter bot that buys, sells, sends tokens. It's a really great product. I think it's currently at I don't even know what it's at, maybe 60 mil market cap or something like that. A lot of people love it. It's built by an OG Base deployer, which is OX deployer. He's OG in the space. So anyways, couple things to be looking at for Base. Don't fade the ecosystem right now, whether it's memes, whether it's protocols, and it depends. Do you have money? Okay, then maybe invest in a few things. Do you have time? Okay, go sign up for a couple protocols. Sign up for, I don't like it, but Farcaster, whatever. The Base app, the Base mini app. Go do things on Base if you have time, get exposure to this Base token. It's going to be life-changing for some people. Aerodrome, all that. So all that being said, we didn't even really touch on this, but I feel like now is probably a good time to transition to some card pulls because we are in the last 15 minutes of the show. Yeah. I did just want to breeze over that Pump Fun has been going crazy with the live streams this week. Alex Becker launched a token. Kyle and I traded that in real time. There's been some crazy tokens, as you've seen here, oldest person every stream. These people pretended to be lamps until they hit a certain market cap, which they never hit. This guy who was disabled, basically rugged his token. Mika had a crash out. No surprise there. And yeah, there's just been this guy. Apparently, I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, there's been some crazy stuff happen. One of the reasons why I know I kind of was like joking about shorting. I mean, I wasn't joking. I did short pump, but one of the reasons why I look at this, dude. If this thing free falls right here, I'm gonna print so hard. But one of the reasons why I did short pump was, to me, Alex Becker going on pump is like Trump launching his own meme coin. And it just felt toppy. I will say the only thing going against me here outside of attention is they are doing such aggressive buybacks that like I'm shorting millions of dollars in buy pressure from their own buyback system. So that's the only risk here for me. Not the only, but that's the biggest risk for me is like when those buys come and when that attention comes, they're basically doing everything they can to keep their token afloat. So
airdrop season, baby.
But I am up, making money in real time. That's not correct. I'm up 8.8%. I opened up a $500 short on 10x leverage. No, 5x leverage. On 5x leverage, like right before this stream. I actually didn't even have the best entry, but I'm up $43 on that right now. But yeah, let's do some pools, man.
Yeah, real quick though, I got this to share. Yeah. Chris trying to just march through everything and just over here had 5 coffees this morning. We have you're wired today. But Mitch here obviously was the highest creator on Pump Fund creator fees. He made $96,000. It's currently only at 3.3 market cap. Alex Becker had an astronomical 400,000. I'm sure it's more than that. I'm sure he's hit over 400,000 by now. Currently, I don't know what the current one is right now either. This was actually posted back yesterday, so things could have changed by now. But you can see like you have to be a pretty significant creator to make like these huge amounts of fees or have a really good idea. I think we alerted on Kind token that at like a super low market cap, it was like sub 10 mil or something like that, ran to like 20 mil. I think that was probably the first one to do donations. Alex Becker just kind of copied it a little bit, and it was streamer season and the streamer token we mentioned as well. But I think that having a brand and like an identity like Kind token or like having a great idea is actually probably a better play for like longevity here. So creators that I think come up with really great ideas, I think have an advantage. I think I mentioned this already on the podcast. Versus doing like a solo one-off creator, because as a single solo creator, you have to just drive every single day for your token and your creator fee. So you have to really work for that bag. But if you have a great idea that like is really like cloud community that really gets behind that idea, then you have an advantage. So I think, again, ideas are going to be much better than just like a solo creator, in my opinion. Like if Degen Dads would do something like us, it would definitely be like a united idea around like family and like, promoting like a positive environment. And maybe I'm not saying we would do this because like I'm not going to do marketing for a token because that's like a security. But if we did something like that, it'd be fun to do like donations to like single dads or single moms or like people out there struggling. I think that's like an idea that a lot of people could get behind and would be so super supportive of. So yeah, that's kind of my like little like alpha take on the current status of creator tokens on Pump Fund. I'm not bearish, but I'm not necessarily bullish. I'm somewhere in between, and I'm somewhere supportive of great ideas versus just like selfish, launching a token. You know what I'm saying?
I'm bearish, bro. Leave that up for a second. I do want to point out, scroll down to where you can see Moose and Mika. So if you're not aware, the lower the market cap is, the higher fees you earn. And then, of course, the more volume. So you can see that Moose's market cap was at like 4 million. Current is 1.3 million. That's more than likely because he bought and locked or burnt part of his supply to keep it at those market caps. But he also earned less than half of Mika's creator fees and hers was a quarter of his market cap. So that's kind of how these work. And I didn't even look at Moose's. I'm just like, I strongly assume he bought and locked or burned, which is the way you could and should do it. Kind of. There's nothing wrong with that. Whereas Mika's was a bit more organic. Hers was, I joke about Mika crashing out and stuff. Hers was original. It was entertaining. She was like in a freaking club thing that was like in a house or something. Yeah. And it went like crypto Twitter viral. So yeah, she made 44,000 in basically one night. She did do 2 streams, so I guess technically 2 nights. I don't know when this post was written. But you can see her current market cap is 340K and her all-time high is 1.4 mil, but she earned more than 2x the fees of Moose. That's just how it works. The lower the market cap, the more fees you earn, the more volume, the more fees you earn. Market caps don't say much on these things. They don't say much on anything. It's kind of important to know that. A lot of these market caps really depend on the way that the tokenomics are structured. And a lot of these tokenomics really mainly just depend whether the person that launches it buys, like Dev buys and locks or whatever. That's why Mitch's was at like 20 mil or whatever. With all that being said,
Dude, this went to like 40 at one point. Yeah, 43.
Yeah, I watched it launch, bro. It kind of broke my heart. But despite all that, let's do some pulls, Kyle. Let's start off with yours, so we can kind of build up to the one that we're giving to the community, and then I'll do one pull, and then our final pull will be for the school community.
All right, let's pull a Charizard, a Pikachu, Illustrator Pikachu. Just kidding. They probably, I bet they don't have that in stock, but we'll go ahead and pull this bad boy right about now.
Do you want to view the restock first or no?
Yeah, let's view the restock.
So it was I actually posted on you can go to the Degen Dads podcast Twitter. I actually posted the video of the restock on that, so you could kind of see what you could expect to possibly get. It's the last post. No, it was the last post. So scroll all the way to the top. Yep, right there.
Oh yeah, I did see this one. Yeah. Charizard.
Yeah, so you had the value 1K for the top one, the Cynthia. I think the next one was a Charizard at like $800 or $700. Yeah, so that's Cynthia, $956 hasn't been pulled yet. Charizard's the next one at like $863, hasn't been pulled yet. Next one is, I'm not gonna go through all of them, but the top one's like, so obviously it could be something really awesome.
Even that Blastoise, bro. Oh my god.
Is sick.
All right, let's
yeah, let's do it. We just gotta get straight to it. Start ripping them, bro. Are you gonna sell this back so we can do another pull depending on what it is? What if Kyle just takes the best one, bro? What if Kyle, if you pull the Cynthia, then it's like, you're not gonna save the Cynthia for one of the viewers.
No, I'm not. It's gonna go personal. Yeah, it'd be like lock away in the vault.
This is not the giveaway one. This is Kyle's. Okay.
Oh, got a Jolteon.
You gotta swap that back and run it back, bro. You gotta swap that back and run it back. It looks sick. It's just, I guess it's new. Yeah, 2024 Japanese. It looks awesome.
That actually looks super sick, but we can't marry our bags.
Or you could have kept it and took one for the team, so that's one less chance of us pulling that.
No, we're not gonna take one. Will you be shipping them or reselling? I think it's what.
I'll be sending it to the address for whoever wins it.
Come on, baby.
Like you can, when you have the token, you could just we've already given away one to Shin, won the last one, and he just signed up for BZ, and I just sent him over the card, and he could choose to redeem it or sell it. All right, let's go.
Oh, I gotta sign that transaction. I did that last stream too.
Just like infinitely waited.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on? Why is this BZ taking long? And it's like the whole time it's me. I just need to sign the transaction. While pulling progress.
All right, and drop that in there.
Okay.
It's pretty good one. $70 car, man. Okay.
Is it 2009? Although it looks like a newer one, even though it looks like it's a trainer's Pokemon. So.
Okay, that's a pretty good. It's $20 more than your value, man.
Let's send that.
What you gonna do with it?
Send it back to the goo. Send it back to the gulags. Yeah.
You're swapping it back.
Yeah. Only $70, bro. I'm trying to get.
Oh, by the way, I opened like 5 packs a couple days ago just to do it. Like, not even. I think I recorded some of it, but like not even for content. Just I was like, I saw that they had the restock, and I got excited. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go pull some packs.
Yeah, it feels like a Moltres, like a first edition or something. I'd keep that all day.
Oh, I didn't even show this yet. I got my Espeon in. So this was one of the pools. It's like a $180 card. It's really hard to see because it's like my light is shiny. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see it.
That's dope.
Yeah, so
Are you gonna, are you
I
gonna make
like
a
OG
mural
card.
of like splabbed cards and put it in like in a frame or something? Oh, I gotta
Ideally, I
like sign this
eventually do
really
that.
quick. Like
Ideally, I eventually do
remember
that. But yeah, I'll keep the OG
remember
cards.
Mark remember Mark Wynn from VV Community? He had that like
Yeah, of
cool yeah.
course. Canadian friend. Um, yeah, I probably will ship the like that was a year 2000 card, like an OG card. I like getting the OG card shipped. But
Yeah,
for
that's
the
right,
newer,
baby.
if
We're
it's like
trying
a
to get
newer
that
expensive
800.
card, I'll sell it back.
Yeah, we trying to get that 800. Ball pool in progress.
All right, let's go. Oh, that's an
Pollywag.
OG. Oh man, it's see.
It's a
2000
version
base
2
set.
though. It's a
Oh,
base
it's
2.
version 2. That's why. That's why. If that was a V1, that would be worth well over what you paid for it. But as a V2,
Yeah.
I have a ton of
Yeah,
those. I didn't know that was worth I have a lot of those IRL.
We'll send that one back to the
You have
gulags.
just enough for another pool. You should have
I know.
just over $50 now.
I know. Yeah. We'll send that one back right to the gulags.
Bro, you should just keep this one no matter what it is.
Oh, I have like 26 cents.
Yeah,
like
just I said
barely.
you have like just enough. Da dun da.
I know it's like
Da dun 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 dun.
I
I need some anticipation music. Are you nervous?
know, right? No, oh man,
He's
let's send that back.
out. He's
Send that
out.
back. Send that back.
Dang. All right. So
I don't want that crunchy bear.
in perfect timing, because we got about 4 minutes left of the pod. We're about to do the giveaway, bro. Woo! All right.
This is true.
Here we go. So what I'm gonna do is close out this one, and I have enough for like basically 2 pulls. I'll have to sell the first one back. So the first one is not for the giveaway. The second one, which is going to be the final pull of the day, is going to be for the giveaway. All right. Y'all got that? Understood. So this one I'm about to pull, I'm pretty much forced to sell back because I need enough for the next pull. But after that is the giveaway. So let's go personal first. This is for Chris Coffee. And then the next one is going to be for chat. So Chris Coffee's has not had the best luck. I don't know if you guys watched last stream, but I pulled like 30 cards.
Well, yeah, granted, like we were using Fidgetals,
Yep.
and it was a time when like they probably like restocked a bunch of random cards in there because it was like, what is this one? I've never seen
this
that
card
before. Oh, Drowsy.
Yeah, that's an interesting Drowsy.
That's crazy looking art.
All right, so Chris Coffee got
Yeah,
a
it's like super
$26
artsy.
card that he's going to swap back. And this is for chat. For chat. What's up, chat? Let's go. We got Edward in here saying LFG. We got Tig, who just freshly joined. Good luck, good luck. We got Professor, 800
What
for
up?
Chris. I wish. We got Mario. Good luck, everyone. Again, this is going to the school community, which is currently at 50 members. And it's free.
Notice Chris let me clear all the bad cards first, you know,
Well,
so you
swapped them
guys have a
back,
higher
so
odds.
I wonder if there's a chance of me pulling
I
it.
know that's true.
All right, here it is.
Yeah, but like you know how the lottery machine
For
works.
chat.
You know,
For chat. And
you got to hit it when it's hot.
all right. We got a 2021 Japanese VMAX Climax Artillery. This is a $27 card. Kyle took the good card for the day. We do these every week. It would be awesome if that was a $1,000 card for chat. It is a $27 card.
I know, dude.
I
was about to ready to like jump out of my
I'm
chair.
going to keep the item, and we're going to pick a winner from the school community after the live stream. That's going to get this. You could sell it back, or you could redeem the physical. You could do whatever you want. I kind of want to pull one more, just like do it, but I don't. I need to.
Just for the
We
culture.
need to like combine our balances.
Just for. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
But now we'll end on that. We'll end on the chat giveaway. We talked about a lot today. We talked about obviously the macro after the Fed meeting. Talked about the Binance competitor for Hyperliquid, the pump fund streaming, base token, all of that. So I should have focused on the art a little bit more here. Let me make sure I don't show anything personal here. And I'll switch back in a second here. Don't pull up my screen yet because I just want to make sure I don't show anything, just to kind of show off the card that is being given away. All right, here we go. So this is the card. You got the back of it. I really like it's secured by Brinks. You can view the PSA. You can view any other information like the year, the set.
Backed by the blockchain, baby.
Yeah, you could see that like this card's been in circulation for a while, so nobody's redeemed it. Like in other words, like this guy pulled it like a long time ago. He sold it, resold it. Price kind of went up, so you can see all the things that happened here. And the last thing at time, it went to this Dave guy 6 months ago, and he resold it. So you can choose to resell it, or you can choose to be the first person to redeem it. It's free, so whatever. So anyways, all that being said, any final words, Kyle? Thanks, chat, for joining today. We're live every single Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. We give away something nearly every Thursday. Join the school community, guys. This is free for the first.
Yeah, that's it right there.
This is the alpha.
We're up to 51. You got to refresh, bro. You got to refresh.
I got to refresh. Get in there before it's 100. We're capping out the free at 100. We plan on really scaling this group. Plan on making a classroom that walks you through the basics of crypto to more advanced. We're going to do weekly giveaways in there. Lots of things cool. You can get this cool little cat that plays music. I don't know if you can hear that because I can't hear that.
I can't. No, I can't. Yeah, I can't hear music. Maybe you have that. Oh, you have the browser tab muted. That's why.
That makes sense. Anyways, appreciate you guys for joining in. Any final words, Kyle?
Be like an NFT, be authentic, enjoying the dad game in our school community. It is much appreciated, and you get lifetime access. Chris already said it, but I just wanted to reiterate, like, it is lifetime access for the premium side of things that we're going to be doing in the future. Everybody is invited there. Again, we're creating that kind of family type of environment, or at least that positive vibes going on in there, and we will have more giveaways. So stay tuned for that. You always want to tune into the streams. It's going to be also put up on Spotify. So if you want to listen to the audio version of our podcast, we're on Apple, Spotify, all the cool podcasting apps. And please give us a good review, or give us a, I guess, unbiased review, but just at least leave us a review if you like it. But no, that's all I got for that. And we'll see you guys on X on our feeds. And until next time.
Two crypto nerds just trying to get by. Crisscross chains while the kids watch Bluey. Bitcoin ordinals, yeah, I do it chewy. Kyle on FX, Web3, Gamer Flex. Kids think I'm cool, but I just pay the checks. Degen Dads, living on the edge. Diapers in crypto, making our pledge. From Bitcoin blocks to NFT stacks. We're riding Web3 and never looking back. Hey, we're the Degen Dads, diapers in Defy.